Hi guys, I'd like to show you a replay of a quite interesting and instructive game that I recently had, and I'm actually gonna. It's quite a long game, so I'm gonna play it on 2x. I'm gonna play it on 2x normal speed. So what happens in this game is, like, I'm up against an opponent who's turtling, like, really. This is me over here. Sorry, this is the opponent who's turtling really hard and trying to just go mass BC, right? So I decide, there are multiple ways to deal with it. I've shown it to you in other videos, but I sort of decide that, I'm going to try a strategy where I'm just going to try and mine out the entire map and basically, run him out of gas, right? And I wanted to kind of see if this would work, and it does to some degree, but to some degree it doesn't. And there are some lessons learned about, what you want to do with this kind of strategy. So basically, I'm going into my standard build here. He's going to lose his SCV. I decided to build the second barracks, second depot here instead of here because I wanted to catch that worker. Okay, so he's just going one base. He wants to get away with not building Reapers, and you can, to a large degree, if you're unless it's proxy Reaper, if you're turtling on one base. So I'm going to do my standard 3 Reaper 2 Hellion build into a somewhat later expand. And so he's going for a second command center now on the high ground, so he's probably just going to make a tank and then go straight to BCs. It's a fairly typical approach. So yeah, we're going to have an economic advantage coming out of the opener. So yeah, now I'm doing my normal push. Now when I see that there's no expansion at this stage, you push in with these units when, if it's one rack's expand and he's mining, you want to do damage. If he's not, I think it's best to actually save the units. And so I just poke in there, and I see the high ground CC being built. So I'm just gonna wait for the moment. Just continue to macro. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do at some stage, yeah, I know that he's gonna have a defensive setup. So if I try to poke him with all this stuff, I'm just gonna lose these units. So yeah, he's sort of like keeping an eye over here, trying to draw me into tank fire. So I pull back, took a shot but didn't lose anything. Okay, and I'm gonna take a third CC behind it. Now, often the giveaways that they're going mass BC is when they do this, they take gases very fast, like often before they expand. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, just jump in. I'm like, yeah, it's safe. I'm going to bring my 3 Reapers in and see, okay, one gets picked off. And here I see the battle cruiser, right? I see it's also bouncing, which means, it's already researching Yamato. Okay, so I got 5 kills. I'll take that. So we've got a pretty significant lead here. We're already morphing our 3rd on location. So yeah, he's just going for gas. He's now going to build a bunker, right? He's got early turrets, which is also expensive. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to prepare for mass BC. So I go double starport. Okay, so I've got 2 Ravens. Now I'm going to just produce reacted Vikings. This is the standard counter. Get a couple of turrets up in each main, and I'm going to scout around for hidden bases, because sometimes they, will do that. But he's just turtling up here. He's actually going to build a planetary fortress at the front here. He's got tanks, bunkers, and it's pretty obvious what he wants to do, right? He just wants to turtle his way to mass BC. So I'm checking around the map. I don't see any hidden expansions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into fast armory upgrades, and I'm actually going to fight fire with fire, ultimately. To start with, he's got a head start, so I need to build Viking Raven. But then I'm actually going to go, I'm taking a fusion core now. I'm actually going to go into battle cruiser myself. I've got like a Thor on high impact payload. So we've got a good Viking count. We've got 3 Ravens that are accumulating energy. So if he jumps in like 3 or 4 battle cruisers now, he's just going to lose them. Okay, we're going to have 6 interference matrix. We've got 5 interference matrices at the moment. We've got turrets. Okay, So now what I've done now is, as well as I've gone around scouting for hidden bases, I've parked these units here. See, this is the other advantage of not throwing them away. And so I can monitor, I'm like, okay, he's on 3 base. Okay, I'm taking my 4th. And you can see there's a very sizable income difference. But I also noticed that he's not really paying any attention to what I'm doing, right? Players like this, they just want to kind of, you know, camp it out, mass BC. So I was like, well, you know, maybe I can get away with just like expanding like crazy and mining out all of his resources, right? Because his build is very gas heavy. And so if we go into like an attritional style warfare where we trade out our BCs, you know, if he maxes BC and I max BC and we approximately trade out, then he eventually is going to run out of gas. Now remember that, you know, like each base produces about 300 gas a minute, which is only 1 battle cruiser, right? So the production rate of 4 bases is only 4 battle cruisers a minute. Okay, and each base has enough gas to produce about 7 battle cruisers. That's it, right? So if he only mines off 4 bases, for instance, when you factor in the cost of the upgrades and building the starports and Yamato, etc., he's not going to be able to build more, you know, if he will mine off, say, 5 bases, right? He actually, sorry, I'm mistaken. It was it's double that. Each gas guys is 2,250. So there's 15 per base, right? So if he mines off 5 bases, it's 75 BCs throughout the game. But he's going to have to invest in all these upgrades and all the cost of starports. So it's going to be a bit less than that. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually going up to nearly 90 workers, and I'm taking this base and taking this base. I know that he hasn't got this base. He's going to take it at some stage. He hasn't got this base. He's going to take it at some stage. But it's going to be a while before he actually discovers these. It's going to be a while before he maxes out on BCs. So what I'm going to do here is prioritize taking the gases, and I'm just going to mule, okay? And I'm only doing this once I've got 5 of my own bases set up, 6 in fact. But instead of rallying, you know, the units, my workers to here, I'm actually going to prioritize soon sending them out here. And I'm just going to build lots and lots of orbitals, okay? So you can see I'm amassing BCs. I've got 3 here, I've got another 2 here, so I've got 5. I'm adding turrets at a reasonable rate, though it seems like you can never build enough turrets. Okay, so he's now, again, taking these gases first. So I come in with my Hellion, get a little bit of damage here. I'll take it. We got 3 worker kills actually. So yeah, he's trying to hide the BCs as if I don't know what he's doing. I know exactly what he's doing. Alright. So, you know, we're maxed out. So the thing is that, like, the risk with my strategy is that he's actually going to max out with a bigger army than me because I have more workers. So you have to be a little bit aware of that. The upgrades are going to be about even. 2-2, yeah, and obviously max out. So you do have to be careful. And this Hellion is still doing damage. How many kills did the Hellion get? It's got 4 kills now. Okay, I got 4 kills. So yeah, I'm saturating the gases. I'm dropping all my mules here, and I have a lot of mules given all these command centers, right? And instead of attacking in, like, what if you max out before him? Probably what you should do is attack in and trade out a little bit first. But it's going to be hard to attack into this, right? And yeah, so I'm mining this out. I'm mining this out. This is where I'm dropping all the mules. I'm saturating the gases. I'm going to take this base as well. And the thing is that, like, these bases are going to be easier for me to mine from later. So yeah, so still hasn't taken this base. But you see he's slowly maxing out, and yeah, the issue is his army is actually quite a lot bigger than mine because of my worker count. My plan was that after I don't have enough bases to mine from, I'm just going to get rid of the SCVs. And so, you know, if you think about it, if you mine everything there is to mine, you can actually then basically go down to not a 0 SCV count because you want some for repair. But you can basically get rid of all of your SCVs at that point once the map is done mining. Okay. So he's taking this base. Just building he's just building an insane number of turrets. Okay, this is about as turtle style as you can get. I've gone up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 I've starports. Okay, I've got, you know, a decent number of turrets here, but I really need, it's not really about protecting the orbital as much as it's protecting the production. So arguably what I should have done is like lift these and just down here and build more turrets, and just build lots and lots of turrets around here, because it's actually very, very important that your production. Okay, so he finally discovers that I have this base. He sends a marine, which is a little bit annoying, but I can deal with that. Okay, so I mean, I'm depleting. I've depleted a third of the gas geyser here. I've depleted about half of the gas here. Still only about a third, 25 to 30, about 30% here. But you can see that basically, as things currently stand, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bases worth of gas to his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to have twice as much resources in the long run if he allows me to do this. But, and there is a big but, which we'll see, he is maxed out now, and he's got a couple of ravens too, which we'll get to. So because of my substantial worker lead, you know, look at how much income we've amassed here. He actually has a much bigger army, and he's waiting for 3-3. I guess he's got 3-3 now. I've got 3-3, so we're all on maxed upgrades. So yeah, see, I'm pulling the SCVs off as I complete mining. So you can see that. Okay, so he's scan. You see, but now I can pull the SCVs off, right? I can pull them back and pull them back to kind of mining safe locations. So the faster we mine it out, the less SCVs we're going to have at risk. We can just pull them back. Okay, so we're sort of mining from his base back towards our own base. But I'm still on 98 workers here. Now, why he's not attacking yet, I'm not sure. But that is a fearsome fleet. Okay, this, by the way, is a very good way of clearing all the static defense, which is why I thought, you know, I'll throw in a few ghosts. That's a lot of turret kills. And he doesn't want to waste his tactical jump, right? We'll get a few more repairing SCVs here. This is going to burn down, most likely. Okay, so he's discovered this now. But, you know, so I can just evacuate. But here's the thing, I've already mined all of the resources, and I've mined 2/3 of the gas already. You know, so the damage is already done. But yeah, again, I'm not sure why he's waiting. So I'm actually just going to come in here with my ghost and just be annoying. I end up getting, how many kills has it got so far? 13 kills so far. 16. He's going to get a mule. So, you know, he's coming now and trying to push me off this base, but much the same thing. Like, he's dropping, those are his mules, but there's nothing left to mule. This ghost is still killing stuff. 17 kills, he's got a gas geyser now as well. So yeah, I just come in and deal with this. I actually managed to kill his orbital here, which is not a big deal, but it's something, it's nice. And I'm just going to keep mining these gases for as long as I can. Get another command center pick off here. The ghost has been dealt with. Full kill in the command center. Okay, but now it's time for him to bring the fleet. Okay, so here's the thing. He's got 170 army supply, right, to my 110. So this is one of the problems with my strategy. There are two other problems with my strategy, which we'll see. Is that the first is that I should be forcing a fight over turrets. Like, I should have a base where I've got lots and lots and lots of turrets, like 20 turrets here or something, and try to have a fight over the turrets. I didn't do that. I could have afforded to build an absolute shit ton of turrets. So he's clearing out these bases now, but you know, it's sort of like I've already mined 2/3 of the gas and all the minerals, so the job's done, right? Here he's going to get on top of this one. Now I should have just let him do it, honestly. So I come in here and I was like, I've got ravens, but what he uses here is anti-armor missile, and man, was I not aware of how big of a deal that is. His and I should have jumped out also when he anti-arm assault me, and I didn't. I thought, oh, I'll just trace him out. And my army just gets totally wrecked. Just totally wrecked. Okay. Now he makes a tactical blunder here, which is that if you want to fight like this, what you want to do instantly is jump on top of the production. Okay? Because like the thing is, I'm now rebuilding battle cruisers 7 at a time, right? If we look at production, I'm producing battle cruisers 7 at a time, but the problem is they take a minute before they come out. So he's got a window of opportunity to actually just jump in here and win the game. These turrets are not going to be enough. Okay, they are softened up, and some of them will go down with the turrets, but he's going to be able to kill everything. And I have spread my production a little bit, but I haven't done it enough. Okay, and so this was a big mistake. So now he's going to go around killing bases, and he's going to spend some time repairing. And I actually don't mind this because I've got plenty of money. I don't really care. But if you look at the units lost, like I just got smashed. And the problem is he can repair these all up on the cheap. Okay, he can repair them on the cheap. In the meantime, I have mined out this base. I'm getting the rest of the gas. I'm still mining these bases, and I am producing. So I'm rebuilding my army, and I'm remaxed. I'm remaxed here, but actually one of the good things now is that as he kills my workers, okay, I'm down to 70 workers now. I will actually be able to remax. So at close to 200 supply eventually, which is nice. Okay, he's repaired up and he's coming in for another dose. And I pull my SCVs into here to repair. So we have an epic fight. But again, the anti-armor missile makes a really, really big difference if we lose supply. And so we've got a bit of supply here. But he had the opportunity to win the game. But instead he went around killing all these command centers, right? And the resources lost now are actually absurd, right? It's absolutely absurd. So he's getting a lot of damage here and probably feels like he's winning the game. But I'm just letting him kill all these bases, and what I'm going to do is remax. But I don't have enough production. You know, I've only got seven starports. So I'm slowly remaxing. And he actually still has a gas bank, right? So, you know, we were lucky to get away with winning this game. But because these resources are gone. So he jumps on production now, which is the right thing. But I did have a lot of turrets, and by this stage I've actually remaxed. So we're fighting over the turrets now, and I've put a remaxed on me, and he can't jump out and repair. This is the key thing. So finally, like, we're basically able to deal a very significant amount of damage and take down his fleet. He's microing away and repairing quite nicely. I'm trying to target fly down the mills, but yeah. So he got a couple out, and he probably shouldn't have. Okay, so now what I did earlier in the game is gonna really matter, because his entire gas bank is gone, right? And if we look at production, you know, he's remaking 4 battle cruisers. But that's all he can remake, right? That's the reason I'm not remaking more is because he actually killed a lot of my starports, and he killed my fusion core. So it's going to take me a little while. So I jumped these in. I don't know why I did that. I was like, maybe I can get on top of this production. It was a bit silly, but I don't want him to amass another count again. And I realized that, okay, what I need to do is to stop him getting, you know, a fleet that large. And again, this is pretty dumb. I'm killing orbitals. I should be killing his production. But yeah, I still haven't remade the fusion core, so we're not able to produce. But I get his fusion core, which is going to slow him down for a bit. And we're going to trade and jump. Okay, so we've whittled down the battlecruiser fleet. I didn't realize he killed my fusion core, so this is another issue. He really hit my production. I'm going to slowly rebuild and retake these bases. But the thing is, he's totally out of gas, right? This is the key thing here. So he's still got 11 battle cruisers. I've got 10 Vikings. But yeah, like he hit my production hard enough to really slow me down. But now that we've got the fusion core up, we're going to be remaking battle cruisers 6 at a time. And this is where the gas bank really matters, because this is gone, right? If we look at his situation, he's still got 2,000 in gas left here, but these are mined out, these are mined out, that's mined out, that's mined out. The gas is here. Oh, he's still got a bit left here, but these ones, the natural bases for him to take have already had the gas guys are significantly depleted, right? So now I'm easily winning from here. So once we get the battle cruisers we have in production kick in, we're going to have an army that he's just not going to be able to fight. So he's trying to take these bases, but there's really not much left to mine on them. So we've got 10 battle cruisers to his 11 now. And yeah, and the cool thing is now, I don't really need any SCVs. Very soon I'm not going to need any SCVs. I'm going to be able to have a 200 supply army. So all these kills are nice, because I know that, you know, in the late game, money is actually in short supply, so every kill matters. I'm still mining out what's left here. I've re-established this, and one of the cool things is I've still got these bases here, right, that are actually relatively fresh. Not the gas here, but some of these are relatively fresh. There's still minerals here. Okay, so now I can actually just deny these bases. And we're on 200 supply, we have 15 battle cruisers, so there's 11. So I'm not going to allow him to take those gases. So he's got no gas, so he can't build. Now he's still rebuilt a pretty decent army here. It shows you just how much you can build off a 5-base economy, right? So this is one of the things with my strategy. It's like most games are going to end before who's mined out more of the map makes a difference. Units lost have really evened up a little bit compared to the situation where it was about 30,000 to 10,000. That big fight over my main was an even trade, and all the turrets really helped. So I should have been taking a fight over the turrets. I should have been using anti-armor missile myself. But yeah, now the thing is we can mine out the last of the gas here, and really there's not going to be much gas left on the map at all. These are mined out now. Okay, these are being rapidly mined out. So there's just no gas left. There's no gas left. There's still some here, but there's just a little bit of gas left here, and and he's not really able to take it. So one of the things now is that I'm actually building a turret ring, which is nice, and I'm going to come in for some free damage with tomatoes, okay, and then just pull back, and I've got my Vikings and turrets. I'm just going to trade out for these, because I know every unit I kill at this stage, he can't rebuild, because he doesn't have any gas. Let's just got a tiny bit of gas and come here. And after I finish mining everything, I'm gonna just get rid of all my CVs, or just keep maybe 10 or maybe a dozen for repair. So yeah, we've done a pretty good job of mining up the entire map. We've mined this, we've mined this. We're getting pretty close to mining this. We've mined all the gas here. So there's just a little bit left here, bit left here. This is pretty much done. This is pretty much done. This is pretty much done. So yeah, from here, he just can't rebuild. So he did use anti-armor missile again. I should just pull back. I should just jump him out. But I've still got plenty of Vikings here. Fours, turrets. Now we're going to get a cleanup, and he has no money left, so the game's over. So I thought this was kind of an instructive game. I think what it shows is that, you know, ultimately well, firstly, if you're in his position and you win a big fight like that, you should jump on the production straight away and you'll win the game. But it shows you that it doesn't matter how much you mine. Okay, is if you lose a big fight and then lose your production, you're going to lose the game. So I think if you want to do a strategy like this, I think a wise thing to do would have been to spend some of the money building like a production base here, where I have like 4 starports and then I have like 2 rows of turrets here, right? And then I have another 4 starports and I have another 2 rows of turrets. Okay, and I basically have a backup fusion core, and I just have an insane like so I've got 2 locations. So if he jumps here on my production, there's a lot of turrets. We'll take a fight, but I've still got another base, a production base, that he's not going to be able to kill both of them in one go. I think that's very important. And the other thing is, I think you just need to build a lot more turrets, especially So I'm gonna build a second production base, and I'm just gonna build an absolute shit ton of turrets. And so he's just not going to be able to jump in and kill it in one go. And that way, then your style of attritional warfare will work much better. The other lesson is that anti-armor missile is extremely good. And so if you're going to do mass BC or fight mass BC, it's actually important to use the Ravens for have some Ravens and use them for anti-armor missile. It makes a very, very big difference. Yeah, and the final lesson is that it might well be that a better approach is that when you max out, you really have to pressure and trade. So it's hard though, because he can always just jump back here. But if earlier in the game I had an advantage, I had an army that could probably beat him or at least fight toe to toe. And what you kind of want to do to the extent possible is just have a fight and trade out the units and stop him getting to that insane number. So even if it's a bad fight, if you're on 80 army supply and he's on 50, you trade it out, you reset the count to 0 on both sides, then you're just going to be able to constantly rebuild faster. And if you keep trading out, you won't put yourself in the position like this where you can risk losing the game. So I was very fortunate to not lose the game here. Anyway, it was against a 3k Terran, and some of you guys might have enjoyed the game, found it useful. Hope so. Thanks for watching. Cheers.